Alright, in this lesson I'll be talking about lighting and reflection, and it's as easy as it sounds. I'm just going to be citing a few examples as usual. Now this is a design I did, an artwork I did for Spider-Man, and if you notice in this artwork, you can see how I play with lights a lot. And if you've noticed, I usually like using lighting a lot, in most of my works, and this is a typical example. And now if you notice, behind Spider-Man there's a reflection of the light that has been casted around these areas. Okay, another example here is this. Now in this artwork, you can see how I play with light. In this picture, the reflection on the face, and then the lightings here, around here, and the reflection on her face. It's a really easy, simple, an easy principle that you can get to understand very fast. Now in this example, now this is me back then when I went to Camelot, yeah. So this is me, and I did this some months ago, and I just want to explain how I use the lights. And look at these angles where I highlighted. Now this is where the lighting is centered, coming from, and these are the reflections. Now you can see that we have some reflections here. We have reflection on the sword, we have reflection on the armor, and we have reflection around this area. So we have basically different reflection from this lighting. Okay, another example here is the Joker design. In this design, I also used lightings. I also use lightings here. You can see it's very obvious, and lightings and reflections. You can see the reflections around here, and you can also see the reflections here too as well. So it's very simple. Once you just understand the concept of lighting and reflection, you're good to go. This is another example of lighting. Just the same concept, the same idea. When there's a light behind the subject, it is important for you to outline this. It is important for you to show that there was actually a light casted behind the subject. And in this case, we have this here to show that there was actually a light casted behind the subject. This reflection. Yes. So I hope we really understand the concept of lighting and reflection, and I'll see you in the next video. So in this lesson, we'll be talking about motion and depth of field. And this is an example of depth of field. Now if you take a close look at this picture, you'll notice that the background of this picture was really blurred out to really bring out the subject. The photographer, and this is how it works. Whenever a picture has been taken, when the focus is placed on the subject, the background is automatically blurred out, so it brings this realistic look. Okay, so this is a real example of depth of field. And for motion, in creating a realistic look, we will be working more with the blur features in Photoshop, where we have the radial blur, the blur tools. And to achieve something like this, we'll be using more of the blur tools to work, right? And this is another example of motion. So this is basically what it entails, and I hope we understand this, and I want us to stay tuned, because we are moving to our next and our first project.